What is tourism law? Tourism law refers to specific travel and hospitality industry laws. Tourism laws refers to a combination of state, federal, and international laws that regulates various aspects and functions of the travel industry. For instance, travel law may involve anything from hospitality to employment and to public health regulations.
Why do we need tourism law? According to the United Nations World Tourism Organizations, the purpose of travel legislation is to provide a regulatory framework for the proper development and management of tourism activities. Ideally, this will aid in the conservation of natural resources and the preservation of cultural traditions as an added benefits. Travel consumers and organizations receive basic legal protection.
These are the few reasons as to why tourism laws are important here in the Philippines. First, it protects the rights of travelers and tourism workers. Every Filipino has at least experienced becoming a traveler in one part of his or her life. It would be worthwhile to take a closer look on the different statutes governing these rights. Second, to preserve tourism resources where future generations can enjoy.
We need to study tourism law to preserve tourism resources where our future generations can enjoy. We know that as a responsible Filipinos, we can be instrumental in being part of this endeavor of preserving tourism resources such as our infrastructure, natural and human resources, museums, art collections, and etc. So that our children, grandchildren would be happy and delighted to enjoy them. And lastly, to promote growth of the tourism industry, in this regard, tourism law will be instrumental in helping our government generate income for our country's survival and growth, so that we can compete in a global economy.
What is the effect of tourism law? For example, the sinking of MV Princess of the Stars. The sinking of the MV Princess of the Star made the Philippine Coast Guard and the PCO line in a very bad light. Whoever is responsible for the death and injury of the passengers in MV Princess of the Star, you cannot however remove the fact that tourism laws still play a vital part in assessing the responsibilities and liabilities. Not only the ship captain and owner of the MV Princess of the Star, but also the proper government agency. The oil spill in the Guimaras Islands. The oil spill in the Guimaras Islands. The oil tanker MT Solar One, carrying more than 2 million liters of bunker fuel, sank on August 11, 2006 at the Guimaras Strait off the coast of the Guimaras and Negros Occidental provinces, causing some 500,000 liters of oil to pour in the strait. Such oil spill has now adversely affected marine sanctuaries and mangrove reserves in 3 of the 5 municipalities of Guimaras Islands.
Sources of tourism law. The existence of what we term as tourism laws today can be tracked back in history, from the most ancient times in practically all the civilizations. Many ancient texts refers to travelers' accommodations and facilitations, state officials' responsibilities towards travelers, tariffs, etc. However, today, we have more complex laws that have emerged not only because of the complex nature of the industry, but also because of varied government attitudes, existence of varied government departments, tourism awareness, and so on. Tourism laws derive from a variety of sources. For example, United States, 51 different sources, states and federal governments contributes towards tourism law. This includes federal and state constitutions, common law, administrative law, theatres, and statutes. Another example, immigration laws, aviation, archaeological sites and monuments, shipping, highways, etc. come under the Union List Protection of Wild Animals and Birds, Forests, etc. form part of the concurrent list, whereas domestic pilgrimage, theaters, etc. form part of the state list. Different laws have come up at different intervals of time as regard these themes. There is no such law that encompasses all aspects of tourism through the demand of one has been picking up. It has been argued, in fact, that legislation on tourism seeks to define in clear ambiguous terms the right and responsibilities of its various segments. vis-a-vis the user and vice versa, and to provide for legal protection of the rights and enforcement of the responsibilities thus defined Mishra and Ravindran 1998.
Republic Act No. 9593 on May 12, 2009, an act declaring a national policy for tourism as an engine of investment, employment, growth, and national development, and strengthening the Department of Tourism and its attached agencies to effectively and efficiently implement that policy and appropriating funds. This act shall be known as the Tourism Act of 2009, approved by the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on May 12, 2009 in Cebu City and published in the Official Gazette on July 13, 2009. Republic Act No. 9593 recognized tourism as an indispensable element of the national economy and an industry of national interest and importance, which must harness as an engine of socio-economic growth and cultural affirmation to generate investment, foreign exchange, and employment, and to continue mold and enhance sense of national pride for all Filipinos.